Southeast Alaska, sometimes referred to as the Alaska Panhandle, is the southeastern portion of the U.S. state of Alaska, which lies west from the northern half of the Canadian province British Columbia. The majority of Southeast Alaska's area is part of the Tongass National Forest, the United States' largest national forest. In many places, the international border runs along the crest of the boundary ranges of the Coast Mountains. The region is noted for its scenery and mild rainy climate. Geography. Southeast Alaska is the northern terminus of the Inside Passage, a protected waterway of convoluted passages between islands and fjords, beginning in Puget Sound in Washington state. This was an important travel corridor for Tlingit and Hayden native peoples, as well as Gold Rush-era steamships. In modern times it is an important route for Alaska Marine Highway ferries as well as cruise ships. Southeast Alaska has a land area of 35,138 square miles, comprising 7 entire boroughs and 2 census areas, in addition to the portion of the Yakutat borough lying east of 141 degrees west longitude. Although it has only 6.14% of Alaska's land area, it is larger than the state of Maine, and almost as large as the state of Indiana. The southeast Alaskan coast is roughly as long as the west coast of Canada. The 2010 census population of Southeast was 71,616 inhabitants, about 45% of whom were concentrated in the city of Juneau. Haynesboro, Una-Angoon Census Area, Juneau Borough, Ketchikan Gateway Borough, Petersburg Borough, Prince of Wales Hyder Census Area, Sitka Borough, Skagway Borough, Wrangell Borough, Yakutat Borough. It includes the Tongass National Forest, Glacier Bay National Park, Admiralty Island National Monument, Misty Fjords National Monument, Sitka National Historical Park, Alaska's Inside Passage, and myriad large and small islands. The largest islands are, from north to south, Chichagof Island, Admiralty Island, Baranof Island, Kuprianov Island, Revillagigedo Island and Prince of Wales Island. Major bodies of water of Southeast Alaska include Glacier Bay, Lynn Canal, Icy Strait, Chatham Strait, Stevens Passage, Frederick Sound, Summer Strait, and Clarence Strait. On August 20, 1902, President Theodore Roosevelt established the Alexander Archipelago Forest Reserve, which formed the heart of the Tongass National Forest that covers most of the region. National parks and monuments. Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve, Klondike Gold Rush National Historical Park, Sitka National Historical Park, Wrangell Street, Elias National Park and Preserve, Admiralty Island National Monument, Misty Fjords National Monument. Ecology. Southeast Alaska is a temperate rainforest within the Pacific Temperate Rainforest Zone, as classified by the World Wildlife Fund's ecoregion system, which extends from northern California to Prince William Sound. The most common tree species are Sitka spruce and western hemlock. Wildlife includes brown bears, black bears, the endemic Alexander Archipelago wolf, Sitka black-tailed deer, humpback whales, orcas, 5 species of salmon, bald eagles, harlequin ducks, scotters, and marbled morellets. Cities and towns. Major cities are Juneau, Ketchikan, and Sitka. Other towns are Petersburg, Wrangell, Metlakatla, Haines, Una-Angoon, Cake, Craig, Clark, Thornton Bay, Yakutat, Skagway, and Gustavus. There are also many towns and villages with around 100 people, such as Baranof, Warm Springs, Edna Bay, Elfin Cove, Excursion Inlet, Funta Bay, Mayors Chuck Pelican, Port Alexander, Port Frederick, Port Protection, and Tenakee Springs. This region is also home to the easternmost town in Alaska, Haida culture. This area is the traditional homeland of the Tlingit and home of a historic settling of Haida as well as a modern settlement of Tsimshian. The region is closely connected to Seattle and the American Pacific Northwest economically and culturally. In modern times, southeastern Alaskans can often be identified by the fashion choices, notably extra tough boots, and shirt jacks. Industry. Major industries in southeast Alaska include commercial fishing and tourism. Logging. Logging has been an important industry in the past, but has been steadily declining with competition from other areas and the closure of the region's major pulp mills. The Alaska Forest Association described the situation as desperate in 2011. Its members include Alcan Forest Products and Viking Lumber. Originally founded in Maine, debates over whether to expand logging in the federally owned Tongass are not uncommon. Mining remains important in the northern area, with the Juneau Mining District and Admiralty Mining District hosting active mines as of 2015. Gold was discovered in 1880 and played an important part in the early history of the region. In the 2010s, mines increasingly began to be explored and eventually completed in neighboring British Columbia, upstream of important rivers such as the Unuk and the Stikine, which became known as the Transboundary Mining Issue. In 2014, the Mount Poly mine is asked to focus attention on the issue, and an agreement between Canada and Alaska was drafted in 2015. The proposed Kerr-Sulphurase Mitchell exploration is upstream of the Unuk. Mines upstream of the Stikine include the Red Chris, which is owned by the same company as the Mount Poly mine. History. The border between the Canadian province of British Columbia and Alaska is known as the Alaska Boundary Dispute, where the United States, Canada and the United Kingdom and British Columbia claimed different borderlines at the Alaskan Panhandle. While the British Foreign Affairs were in favor of support of the Canadian argument, the event resulted in what was thought of as a betrayal, leading to alienation of the British from the new nation of Canada. Historian Patricia Roppel authored 13 books and more than 100 articles on the region. Transportation. Due to the extremely rugged, mountainous nature of southeastern Alaska, almost all communities have no road connections outside of their locale, so aircraft and boats are the major means of transport. The Alaska Marine Highway passes through this region. Air transportation. Alaska Airlines is by far the largest air carrier in the region, with Juneau's Juneau International Airport serving as the aerial hub for all of Southeast and Ketchikan's Ketchikan International Airport serving as a secondary hub for southern Southeast Alaska. Alaska's Bush Airlines and air taxis serve many of the smaller and more isolated communities and villages in the regions. Many communities are accessible by air only by floatplane, as proper runways are often difficult to construct on the steep island slopes. Marine transportation. Southeast Alaska is primarily served by the state-run Alaska Marine Highway, which links Skagway, Haines, Hoonah, Juneau, Sitka, Petersburg, Wrangell, Ketchikan and other outlying communities with Prince Rupert, BC and Bellingham, Washington, and secondarily by the Prince of Wales Island-based Inter-Island Ferry Authority, which provides the only scheduled passenger and auto ferry service to the island. A new authority, the Rainforest Islands Ferry Authority, was created and in 2014 may possibly operate the North End route. The authority would connect Kaufman Cove with Wrangell in Petersburg. Small companies like Sitka-based Allen Marine and other independent operators in the Lynn Canal occasionally also offer marine passenger service. Ship traffic in the area is seasonally busy with cruise ships,